gotta find a reason to make me feel better about the shit that I'm doing. So making by me feeling better about the shit that I'm doing is ripping you to shreds, pulling you apart, pointing out your mistakes. It should never get to a point that when a woman is dealing with you, that she's pulling you apart and she's pointing out your mistakes. Like where they do that at? But you would get to a point that a woman begins to focus on you and what you got going on and pulling you apart. You always on your shit. Always on your shit. The woman that you deal with and put in that's in that top whatever position when you're dealing with a woman, that woman, she don't see no wrong in you. No wrong. A woman can love you and love your dirty draws. She loves the good and the bad things about you. So when you're dealing with the other woman, that's the woman you actually drop the ball on. Because if a woman, she gets with you, you will have her so fucking hypnotized and fucked up when it comes to you. She will begin to love your dirty draws. She's not going to ever point out anything bad when it comes to you because she loved everything about you. My grandma loved everything about my fucking granddad. It was nothing she could complain about. And it was nothing that my mother can complain about when it came to my father. They liked the good shit and the bad shit. What did you think that my father and my grandfather possessed that had my mother and my grandmother in that mindset? They dominated everything around them. So even when it came to their women, they never dropped the ball when it came to their women. They was always on the shit. Even my grandfather dying days, he put it on my grandma. Like my grandma, I believe my grandma passed away from a broken heart. Because after my grandfather passed away, because my grandma was still young. She was still young. She never went anywhere. She never had any men. There was no men. Like, no men. She would come to my mama's house and fold clothes and wash clothes. Go to the laundromat, she didn't play that. Because it's like this. A woman can be so in tune with you. She can be so caught up on you. And it's through the emotions. So she's not going to question anything that you're doing. She's questioning everything that she's doing. She's going to view, instead of pointing the mirror at you, picking you apart, pointing out your faults, she's going to put the mirror towards herself and say, we wouldn't have this problem if I would have did this. We wouldn't have that problem if I was doing that. We wouldn't have that problem. That's a woman that wants that. She's not going to pick you apart. She's not going to do that. She's not going to do that. She's going to look and see how can she make your life better. How can she make living with you more comfortable? So she doesn't bring any fault or any anger or any little bicker to your life. She doesn't want that part because she already got to a stage that anything you do, it's like it's pretty much normal. She's not going to give you no bite back on anything that you're doing. But that's going to be for a woman that she will never rip you to shreds like that. But the moment you were with a woman and she's pointing out your faults, any little thing that you do, why do you eat like that? Why do you talk like that? Why do you drive so fast? Why did you buy these shoes? Why did you buy the kids this? Why did you close the door like that? A woman is nitpicking at you is because you're not dominating what's around you, including her fucking emotions. A woman is supposed to always be in a certain type of mindset that you put her in. You is the puppet master. So if you're the puppet master, everything she does is based on how you're treating her and the things that you're doing because you're putting those things in her. So if, give me a second, y'all. So, you're putting those emotions inside of her. You want her to always think the way you want her to think and be the certain way you want her to be. And that's better because when she step outside the box and you allow her, I say you allow her to conquer certain things, some of her passions, everything she do, she's going to go through you for it. So she's not going to ever overspend. She's not going to ever put herself out there because she's going through you, because you're giving her the drive she needs to be a better woman in your life. You know what I mean? Did you get that? Like, do y'all understand what I'm saying, fam? Like, do you understand what I'm saying? So it has a lot to do with you. If my grandfather wanted my grandmother to cry, he know what to say and do. Because he make her cry. He makes her sad. He makes her happy. He makes her drive. He makes her jump. He makes her walk. He makes her, you know what I mean? He makes her, he's doing it. So anytime she's out of line, he look at himself and say, hold on, maybe I'm doing something wrong here. Because I allowed this woman to be in my space. So if it's kind of like you have a pit bull and you training a pit bull. If the pit bull bite back at you, are you going to blame the pit bull or are you going to blame yourself? It's something a reason why the pit bull snapped back at you. You let the pit bull in your house. If you had a snake a snake, the moment the snake get big enough and try to bite at you, you're going to be like, oh, it's the snake's fault? Or you going to understand the nature of what you have around you? Or you going to dominate the things that are around you? So anytime a woman is not beating on your drums, anytime a woman's not acting in the way you want her to act, you got to look at yourself and be like, hold on, I'm dropping the ball somewhere because this bitch is biting back. I'm triggering her in a certain way. I want a certain type of emotion from her, and she's not giving me what I want. Okay, let me change it up here. Maybe I'm around her too much. Maybe I'm giving her too much of my time. Maybe I'm da. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's that. That has a lot to do with you. That's why I always go back to you, because at the end of the day, you're the puppet master. You create the feelings in a woman. In order for us to be the very best we can be, we got to look at you and know that you're doing it. So it's kind of like, God damn, God damn, like this nigga got me. Oh my God, I'm in my head and I'm crying. You may not have went nowhere, but you put the feelings in her to believe that you're walking out. Everything is not for everybody. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to explain yourself to a woman. You don't have to explain the reasons why you do the things that you know what I mean? You do the things that you do. You're doing that for a reason, because you want a certain type of response from the woman that you're dealing with. And you know the type of response you're going to get. And when you don't get the response you want, okay, something's wrong here. She's not responding in the way I want her to respond. Let me go back and change this up. That is why it will be hard for you as a man to blame a woman for anything that you allow the woman to do in your life. That is why I'm so thorough on my channel by pointing the blame at your ass. I'm not like all these other content creators, because they're going to tell you to point blame at somebody else. But at the end of the day, you're the domino effect, fam. That's real shit. You're the domino effect. So if something fall out of line in your life, you can't blame that person. You're supposed to have the foresight to see things from a spiritual realm and things from a physical realm when you're dealing with a woman. If you got men, you deal with partners, your kids, your wife, your lover, your mother, your brother, your father, down to your fucking mother, your grandmother. You're supposed to be able to see all of that. And if anything take place you don't like in your life, you just change it around so you don't deal with that person anymore. Because if you blame the person for their mistakes, you're not going to really look and see your mistakes when you're dealing with that person. You get what I'm saying? Can't nobody make you do shit you don't want to do, fam. So when you look back at things when you was dealing with a woman, or when you was dealing with a certain person in your life, look back and see the mistakes you made. Yeah, I made that mistake. Damn. I could have caused myself to get killed. Damn, I could have got my brother get killed. Damn, I could have. Because you got to go back and see what you're doing. It's you. It's a you problem. So when you're dealing with a bitch, that bitch is in your life because of you. She's not in your life because of her. She's in your life because of you. You allow her in your kingdom. You allow her in your home. You allow her to be sleeping next to you. You did that. So with that, when you're dealing with a woman, it's different things she must do to get in that position. So when you inflict the emotions you want from her, she's going to respond in a certain type of way because you know what you're doing to her. Because who are you? Who are you in your life? Who's controlling who? Who? You got to ask yourself that question. The reason why you keep pointing blame, my ex hurt me, my ex did that, my ex did this. Motherfucker, you let the bitch in the door. You let her move in your fucking house. You let her drive your fucking car. You let her hang out all fucking night and come back home like she can do that shit. You did that. Ain't no woman from here on out would never do that to you because you don't allow it. Because you dominate your life. Get it? It's easy to drop a bitch. It's easy to distance yourself from people you don't want to. It's so simple. All you do is block them. And they come to your shit, you call the police on their ass. That's how simple it is. It's so simple.